Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to the final review of the final episode of Alchemy of Souls, Light and Shadow. I can't believe we're here already. 5 weeks went by so quick. Now, this was a finale that I can accept. First, they gave us something sweet, like the wedding. And then after that, they gave us everything that they've been building up. Jinmu, the king, and the assembly allying themselves together to release the Firebird, creating a chaos that happened 200 years ago, having the good guys try to stop him, giving us a time skip, and also giving us what we thought it was, after watching the last episode, but it turns out it was the complete opposite. Hey, I can accept that. I just didn't want any characters that I love to go. But there was one thing that I thought could have been done better, and I'll talk about that later on in this video. So let's not beat around the bush. Let's get to it. So really quick, at the beginning of the episode, we have a wedding between Ook and Buyeon. This was what Master Lee wanted for them, and Master Lee offered to be their witness. So it was definitely a wedding between Light and Shadow. Not gonna lie, I kinda saw it coming. And also their clothes gave it away. Now we get to Jinmu stealing the Firebird. So first, he revealed to the prince that he's back, he's soul shift, and the king is on his side. Plus the king denounced the prince being the next heir to the throne. Now Jinmu and the assembly went to Jinyeon and forced Choyeon to open the door so they can take the Firebird. They forced her after threatening to steal her mom's energy. Now releasing the Firebird was something that young Buyeon feared that was gonna happen. She knew, she predicted it. She tried to stop it, but it's inevitable. Now after Jinmu took the Firebird out of Jinyeon, this is where everything started to collapse. As well as my tears. 3 times! Now Lady Jin didn't want the relics to escape as Jinyeon is collapsing because most of the relics are dangerous if they are released. So she wanted to use her powers to conceal them, but she needed help because she's hurt. So with maidservant Gim's help, they both went into the cave. Here's the thing though, Park Jin arrived and he wanted to save his wife, but they needed to close the door. If not, all of these relics are gonna escape, and these are dangerous relics. But maidservant Gim she begged him to close the door, and he did. And we get this very emotional scene. We know these two love each other. We know their history, and it just hurts. And we see Park Jin down on his knees, screaming, crying. I'm crying. Now after that, Jinmu arrived, and he offered Park Jin to be on his side. But with so much anger and revenge, Park Jin declined the offer and decided, I'm gonna stop you guys from releasing the Firebird. So he fights some of the members of the assembly, and as he's trying to conceal the Firebird within the egg, he gets stabbed by Jinmu, and he falls and dies. And now we have our 3 caskets. Maidservant Gim, Park Jin, and Lady Jin. We see everyone crying. It's pretty much the same scene that we saw from the last episode. What hurts the most is that those caskets were empty because Park Jin's body was gone after the Firebird burned down the whole place. And Lady Jin and maidservant Kim's body, they were inside the cave, so there was no way of going inside and retrieving them. So it just hurt me even more, and I started crying for a second time until Ook said, they're not dead. I'm like, what? So it turns out they're alive. All 3 of them. Master Lee was the one that saved Park Jin as the whole place was burning down. And Buyeon, with the blindfold, was the one that saved her mom and maidservant Gim. This made me cry for a 3rd time. You know what? I would take it. I don't care if someone calls it lazy writing or whatever. I just didn't want maidservant Gim and Park Jin to go. Now it's time to stop the Firebird. Step 1. The prince shows the king the golden plaque that was given to him by Ook so he can dethrone him. Step 2. Fight off the henchmen, which Sanggu, Dangu, and Yu did. Step 3. Choyeon destroying the relics that can ignite the Firebird's energy. And step 4. Ook helps Jinmu release the Firebird. In order to stop it, you gotta release it. Along with killing the other members of the assembly and Jinmu, which I'm okay with that. Now, this is where I do think this part could have been done better. Killing off the assembly members, that was fine, using the Firebird. But for Jinmu, I think his death in the last episode felt more deserving than this one. And plus the evil laugh kinda, it fits, but I still think his death scene could have been done better. So the Firebird was released, the Firebird was causing havoc, it wind up at the lake with Ook, and this is where Ook destroyed it. Now after the whole craziness was done, we got a time skip, 1 year later. First off, I really thought these were his kids. I was jumping, I was excited, I was like, oh my god! It turns out it's Choyeon's and Dangu's kid, which is still exciting, but I thought. Yoonok is finally seeing somebody, which is good. You know, she's not this type of side character who comes in, has a crush on the main character, doesn't get with him, acts jealous, and yada yada yada. She has a good ending. Now for the prince, who is now the king, which is awesome. He also has a rumor going around that he cut his libido and has a turtle for a son. It never ends with the king. Well, the prince, which now is the king. And Ook and Buyeon are pretty much busy now. You know, they're trying to capture the relics that escaped out of Jinyeon. This was a good finale. I don't care what anyone else says, but I can understand if someone says it felt rushed. It did feel a little bit rushed in certain moments, but overall, a good finale. It shocked me, made me cry 3 times. It made me cry 3 times over the death of Lady Jin, Park Jin, and maidservant Kim, showing us the events leading to their deaths and showing people mourn for them. And me, I was thinking, man, Ook lost the 2 people that meant so much to him. Park Jin was a father figure to him. It's like losing a second father. Technically third if you think about it. But anyway, and for maidservant Kim, it's like losing a mother figure. And I was happy that Jinmu was gone, but for some reason, it just didn't feel satisfying. It should have been more. His death in the last episode, when Buyeon put the ice stone in his body and have his energy being sucked up, that felt satisfying. That felt personal. For this one, it was like, eh. I want to give this drama as a whole, you know, part 1 and part 2 put together, I want to give it like a 9.7 out of 10. Everything was great. Great storytelling, great characters, either you love or you hate them. It was a good balance of comedy, action, romance, shock value, make you cry many times. It's an overall great drama. I would recommend it to anyone who hasn't seen it yet. And yeah, that's pretty much the gist of my review and the final episode of Alchemy of Souls. Not just for part 2, but for the drama as a whole. Can't believe we're here already. Time went by really fast. But anyway, if there's anything I might have missed, please leave in the comments below. Thank you so much for everyone who has been tuning in to my reviews since the first episode in part 1. Thank you so much. You guys have been very active in the comments. You know, either you love something or you hate something. I'm always reading your comments, always. And I'm always interested in what you guys think after a certain episode, after watching a certain event, if someone did something or if something happened to somebody, you know. I'm always reading those comments. And yeah, I'm just gonna end it here. So if you guys like the video, leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe. See ya.